Good morning, folks. It's 6:21 a.m. on the 8th month, ninth day, 2025. All right, what we're looking at here is an event that's going to start in the evening hours of Thursday. It'll be properly raining after midnight. So you say by the 15th, your travel through some of these mountainous areas is going to be treacherous. So let's get the word out to the Vax bus to keep very vigilant as for slides and stuff as they're traveling through some of these towns and in some of the areas of. I think they were in Blue Mountain yesterday, uh, in a town that said they were not welcome, and they went anyhow. Yeah, I was told I was not welcome at the Imperial Pub down in Willem. Yeah, because of my views. I had never been there. Yeah, I'm notorious. I have notoriety. Hey, so I want to go through this event a little bit. You've got a few days to get ready for this. This is just Thursday and Friday, so this is plenty of time. Some people have properties out here. They might want to go check out. Some of these rivers are going to run rather fast because some of the falls like around Mount Cole, the castle. Well, the castle will be all right, but how's this valley going to do? So watch where you're camping. Watch where your roads that you're choosing and what times you're going to choose to use them. Okay, so I'll go over that a bit. The best surf upcoming for Australia itself after this event, which is not quite done yet for the East Coast, is going to be get your asses over to Western Australia, down in Perth Corner, down that area. You'll know what to do. Thank you for the pictures I sent to me. So, yeah, I do love watching the films, right? That's, that's paving enough for surf forecast is seeing the fun you guys get to have in it, and you ladies. Oh, my. I can't just say surfers because there's so many damn activities going on in there. I was absolutely flabbergasted yesterday watching some of the broken board films. Yeah, those are my favorite, actually. What's this board mayhem thing where all these people just like don't care, throwing boards at each other, just crashing into each other? Yeah, that was awesome to see. Thank whoever sent me that. Thanks. It cheered me up this morning. Yeah, I'm feeling a bit doldrums. Yeah, see that storms that came across Western Australia right there? Yeah, they should be full out of the way coming on the 11th. Yeah, but then don't hold your breath too long because the volatility is bringing another one straight on in. Well, you have a fair decent clobbering coming through the 11th and 12th uh, your time for around the Adelaide area. See these coming? Yeah, I'm just gonna try to do this a quick one for you guys. If it's even rolling, I should check while this does its rolling thing. And well, if you can't see your area real well, I recommend you learn how to screenshot something, and then you can open up that screenshot, and then use your two fingers to make it zoom, because I can't control what size device you're using as a monitor. And, well, your phone is essentially a monitor sometimes. Well, all the time it's monitoring it. We will not go there. Oh, it does not look like I'm live. It says that I'm live. Well, let's see. Yes. I do see a live symbol. This is important. Yes, and I hear volume. Excellent, excellent. Says Mr. Burns as he hits the button and blocks the sun in The Simpsons. Montgomery. And there's always a Smithers, and there's always hounds to release. Yes, houndstooth frequency sometimes. Look that up. Ooh, sawtooth, houndstooth. Oh, there's a little bit of jingle bells coming with in some of the higher elevations on this event through the 15th. I think it's going to be well cleared out by Tuesday. As it farms, see the kickback around? That's why I said through Tuesday. Look at this. It just won't go. That must mean they're going to have a big beam that's going to hold this. There's only one way that you can pin that storm. Is beam it here, and shut that off with beams. It's the only way. So I'll be expecting to see some next rad action to make this occur. And what I mean by that is, like, if I look at the weather plan coming here, right, and I look at your imagery side by side. So let's see what fuckery you want to do. Well, right now for you guys was how do you set this up? Is you control the flows. Like, it's wet now. And as they apply more chem over the top of you, it could pull that moisture back in the air. You see the volatility line? It's really odd to see it raining on the edge of a 1030 pressure line, right? This is a high pressure storm, but it's just the motion itself of this high pressure oscillating back and forth through the tropics. It just keeps sweeping cold air down into or up into that air and then down into that air. It sloshes it about. And in this case here, it's a pretty good defining line because we have no NASA worldview here today for some reason. They just shut that fucker off. Maybe they didn't like my world tour that I gave the other day. All I know is I have other ways to see it. Because if I zoom back, right, and I get Mr. Squiggles out here, I can always find a way to get an image. Yeah, I've been doing this too long. I often feel that way, actually. So do others, too. Right, you see this box here? That's a boxed in, right? There's your steps. Well, I can redefine that. I can do it more accurately. Here's your steps. Is there a river that runs through here? Because that's the natural looking line to me that I would see. But that line that I'm drawing isn't. And that actually be more accurate, be drawn there. That's the steps. And those steps there is a flow line in this case. And so everything in front of this can rain right through here. And even now is already outlined. The areas of Maine that I'm expecting the heaviest flows of radar being shed out there. Get a pulse going like this. That is, I think, a river as well. Yeah, I gotta look for natural effects. Don't think everything's a beam like this pulse right here. And it's done that up, channeled out. So here's your main flow lines through here. You can even see it's mapped out to come in. So the setup is there right now to make that occur. Yet it was kind of dramatic sometimes when you see some of these lines that these rivers make. People go, that one in particular, right in that area, people often think is a beam. And I often say, I believe that would be an effect water has on the clouds and would be a natural effect. So I would not call that a beam that always shooting up there towards double. Somebody asked me about that. That's my opinion on that, and I'll stick with it. I've never been able to triangulate a device with it, but I can triangulate a river on a map. I believe it's exactly what that is. See all this chem coming over to you, Adelaide? That's setting you up for that stuff that's going to hit you around 12. But I gave you time. The lameroo. Let me turn some of the town names off. We can see a bit more of this combination action. The dingus. That's like an anvil. You'll get a vortex going that way and a vortex going that way on each side. And that tends to take that chem and recycle it back into the mesh so they can bring it down. Sweep it together with the EMF like that big straight line that just happened right there. That is a beam. That ain't a river. And a mountain runs like this. You have to know where the Flinders Range runs, right? You take that natural effect in it. So some of this will be an effect of the range itself. However, you can echo EMF in the valleys, right? And so you got two radars over here that do that very often. And I believe they're doing that now. Watch how the chem reacts with this mass here as it goes over the tip. These curves of new bombs being blown off like that one there. If I'm lucky, I can get this to move along single steps. Thanks everybody for giving me a day off yesterday. I appreciated it. I'm not being sarcastic. I needed it. I'm burning out. This is mostly being done with percussion rings of the explosions of the bombs themselves. You see the dots in the center of each one of those. If I just pop a firework down with a certain chemical in it, boom, bada boom, 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 plumes. So that could be done that way, using the actual shock wave itself. This is why I think this is a river or a range. The curve is telling me so. But that's not. What the hell is that? Look at the plumes up in the skies here. Go in that direction. Streamer and off. And is that the way the flow is going? If everything is moving in this direction, why is this streamer in that way? or is it drag from the main mass of whatever's making, like, if I have something like, imagine it was a ball of dry ice or something really cold up in the sky, just floating along. It would do that in my eyes, like throwing dry ice in a swimming pool. Now you can make the clouds of smoke come out, can't you? And those are condensates from temperature difference itself. I don't see the silver turning up a whole lot in our soil, do you? In our samples. So tell me more about this silver iodide being used for geoengineering all the time. Look at this one here that deployed and go the opposite direction. Pow, pow. Chemtrail much? Or is that a chem bomb? Only Flight Tracker will reveal what that is. Pew. Wrong way, Charlie. You know, the flow is all wrong. Look at this waveform going across the sea here inside this plasmoid cloud that's turning. That was an eddy caused by this island. That curve inside there, it would naturally occur. Like things flowing over here, curling out there, could be caused by the mountains. But see that waveform coming down? Well, that's moving this mass south and under the island here to mix with the shit that's under here. That can come back around and come visit the Gong Show in Master Bateman's Bay in the future. What a shame they took that down for the day. Like it's going to stop me getting a fucking image. You ain't never heard of the JMA? Japanese Meteorological Association. Oh yeah, I'd love to be a paid member of that one. You get extra images. Oh, look at that! Like a Batman's mask. And Batman. At the very end here, we had Batman. Hi, I'm Batman. Pulse waves, square waves, making frying in the skies. They're not disguising the frying skies. Look at this pulse here. My gosh, this is so obviously a radar. This is an obvious radar signature. It's becoming very droll to do this. Look, do you see it all? Look at the wedges here. Look at the wedges. Just draw the lines and do your intersections. You might have more than one. You have a storm chaser there or a radar. Yeah, I'm picking up more. Yeah, you have another one. Looks like right about here. It's doing a square down low. You have another device right there. As I say, it might not be a permanent tower. They got stuff they can pull behind trucks and stuff. You know that, don't you? I guess Scooby-Doo out here, or is it somebody mooning me? You little ass shot. Ladies and gentlemen, the ass cloud. That means you're going to have some shitty weather. It looks like definitely some shit. Now for your forecast, it's shit. It's shiny, it's shit. Oh man, look at they're poisoning the forest. Look, they're blocking the sun. Those trees ain't gonna photosynthesize as efficiently as they're designed to, because they need it. They need the sun more than we need it. I think. We always say we need it so we can charge our phones and shit like that. Nah, man, they need it more. It's not up to us to say, let's block the sun so we can generate power. Let's block the sun so we can generate taxes. Let's poison the land and kill all the creatures so somebody's wallet gets fat. Fuck that shit. No more should we allow such thoughts to persist. Look at this thin chem. See, there's masses of shit. Those ain't natural. It ain't like old contrail where a plane flies through them and then they would dissipate within 20, 30 seconds. They don't last hours and hours when I was a kid, or I would have been drawing straight lines and crisscrosses on my pictures that my mama put on the refrigerator with a magnet, with them all the misspellings. Like Superman or something. That was a friend of ours that did that. Superman. The adults caught the mistake. We never did. We thought it was good drawing. See this pulse wave coming out down the low deck while this here's coming that way? Look at it. Look how it interacts. And that usually causes some storms when they mix like that, even initially, to have a few. You have a pulse coming down in a curve, north-south. It's all the flow is pinned here. This is why you're going to get wet. This is the setup of a geostorm. I showed you what's going to happen, haven't I? Here it goes now. Let's run this. New Zealand, you get a bit of a break from the big totals, I'm glad to say, for a few days. Mm-hmm. Ooh, steaming across the bay, steaming across the bay. Lots of chemtrails falling now while we're breathing in. That bites. I ain't kidding. I want to tell all people that are doing this to bite the bag. And it's time for Generation X to vote one of itself in power instead of one of these old oligarchs or somebody that has no brain. They think their penis is a vagina. Oh, or are we going to rename all that stuff? Because I know I'm not donning a pink sweater. Is that where it all started? No, I'm very much onto this depopulation. If you can keep the penis and vagina apart, that's depopulation. If you make an egg not work, that's depopulation. Make a sperm not work, that's depopulation. Make your wee-wee not get hard. It's very often depopulation. Because there's no copulation, you have no population. Repopulation. But you know what? Is that such a bad thing for the trees and stuff if the humans just extincted themselves through their own ignorance? It'll just be just a blink in the eye of the history of this world. And you think we're so big, and I think we're so small. And if I don't speak like this because I'm angry, I know when another storm's coming to those beautiful mountains. Yes, and I know why. And I'm going to watch commercials come across these beautiful sunrises and this and that. The news or something that you guys watch and show me. They're not beautiful when I see a gas chamber coming here. It's not beautiful when I see EMF, what you call the mackerel sky, and I think, oh my God, what is that doing for the navigations of those beautiful giants off your coast that are just jumping up in the air and beautifully splashing? Yeah, I'm talking about the whale folk out there. What if we call them folk? Will you care more? Or the hairy folk that are up in your mountains that you guys call the Yowie? What about them? Do you care? Or do you fear? Why do you fear? Because you know you got something coming from Mother Nature? I ain't kidding. If all those trees right now could stop geoengineering by dropping branches on our heads, I think all of us would be scared to go outside or be having fucking chainsaw helmets. So if you get caught under one, you stand up and cut your way out. Instead of the ass hats you're wearing now. Oh, 1010. Gee, they make that look like a super low. Yeah, it's 4 ticks below mean atmospheric pressure. Get the fuck out of here. What the hell pressure is fueling that? That's got to be something very high coming under. Yeah, 1033. So that means the microwaves will be boosting heating that motherfucker up. You got some fair cold nights coming out here. You ever see some nights out here going down in the 6s, 5s? Had a little wind to that? Well, you're going to have the shrimply grump nuts out there. Your chesticles are going to be perked up. Yeah, your chesticles. Look at that fucking shit. Just hovering around Dubbo and all the range and everything just sticking within the marks that the EMF have set up already. It's all in place. It's all getting ready to come. Now they're just setting up the chem, wicking up the moisture, and all that fallout of this stuff. It catches fire very easily, and it burns out of control because it's nanometallics. And the poor firefighters, and they're not informed properly about that. And the way they tell me about how fire just moves across grass now, like a lit fuse, was the words that were exactly used. Like a lit fuse, Robert. And it brings tears to my eyes because these people go out to help. And it's because of this stuff they're spraying. That's being done while they lie to you about it. They call me a conspiracy theorist. Call me a caring motherfucker for risking my life for years to tell you about this. As I watch a V-shaped cloud come across and I watch another planned disaster happen, and I've rolled you through a whole bunch of that. Okay? A whole bunch. I'm not trying to do New Zealand right now because look, it's going away, it's going away, it's going away, it's going away. And the best surf is coming. There's an island out here. I got to tell you about this one. It's not Tahiti. It's right out here. It's about to have some. I'll have to look that one up for you guys because there's a couple people out there who I would love to see what they do. Yes, they're following. I follow you back, so it's fair. It's okay to say hi to me sometimes. You know. That's actually atmospheric pressure. That's almost high pressure. If I farted inside there, that pressure would go 14.06 or something, and it would be high pressure. It's not low, but it's lower than what's around it. that it's low, that it's high, and you're low, then you're high. It's how maybe they're doing. It's the ecstasy storm. You're up, you're down. You don't drink no orange juice, no water. I don't know. Spray, fry, rain, repeat. Spray, fry, rain, repeat. Spray, rye, rain, fry, rain, fry, repeat, repeat, repeat. Oh my. That's your quick forecast. That's what's coming, and I'm out. I did all the totals at the beginning. Peace, love. Stay safe.